Welcome back. In this video, we are going to implement pagination inside our application. So if you look at the final one, we have a pagination at the bottom here. So when you click on a number, it takes us to a certain page. So how going to be the logic? If you look at our final, what we are building, expenses here. If you check the code for the client, let me show you. SRC, and then where we are looping through expenses and expenses list here. You see that when you call the expenses, provide here as 1. Okay. So as you see here that when we are dispatching an action, we pass in a number. So how can we make this one more dynamic? Right. We are going to use a component from Bootstrap, and I'm going to show you the trick how to use that. So quickly, let's go to Google and let's search for Bootstrap pagination. Okay, and then let's see the component we're going to use. So Bootstrap 5 and then the pagination. So as you can see, we have couple of them that you can use. So let's see what I use, the final one, just a normal 1, 2, 3 without any error back or what. Okay. Sorry. So the implementation gonna be the same thing. So let's quickly go ahead and implement. If you look at the code for this, we see that we have the component, and in here we are looping through list of items. So this is just like let me say this is, I don't know how to say, is hard-coded values here. You see we have 1, 2, 3, and ours we are going to have a page number based on the items we have. So let's quickly copy this component, and then let's go to our application. And since this application, we're going to use a pagination both for the expenses and income. We're going to create as a component to make it more reusable. So let's create one component here, and let me call this one app pagination.js. Cool. So let's paste the component you copied. Alright, so let's add our component here. Const, so wrap some dummy text, and then let's paste our component inside. There we go. We have it. So let's change all classes to class names. Okay, that's the first step on the right direction. In our case, we don't need previous, we don't need the next, this li next. Okay, remove that. So we have a simple one, li, and we are good to go. So what we are going to do is that we are going to render this component. Okay, so let's go back to the expenses list, pages, expenses, and expenses list. So let's require the component here. The component is called app pagination. Cool. And let's scroll down and see where we are going to display that component. Scroll down, and I commented here line number 95 that pagination goes here. So let's remove that and bring our pagination. So with this, let's check what we have for our ongoing project. You see that we have 1, 2, 3. But if you click on this one, nothing happens. So the idea is that first, we are not going to hard-code these values. And secondly, when we click on this one, we want to dispatch the action, fetch expense, and then we take the value in here and pass it to our action to make the call. So first step is that how can we get these pages based on the document we have? That's why we're going to build it in this video. Alright, so let's get started. Cool. So before that, first step is that we need to pass in the length of our application, right, called items. So we're going to pass all the items into that, right? So here comes the logic. And remember, in our API, we have, let's go to the console and let's look to expenses list, and we see that we have total pages of 4. So it means that we have total number of pages of 4, meaning page 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we're going to use this one, total pages, and then we're going to pass it to the API, so the component. So to get it happen, let's go to expenses list, and here we can pass in items, right? And this items is on the what? Expenses list. Okay, expenses list. Is it expense or expenses list? Expense list, sorry. So expense list, and we have dot total pages, right? Total pages. Okay, so now we know the total pages now. So inside the pagination component, we have the total pages. So let's destructure that items. So now we have 4 pages now inside these items here, or I can quickly make it pages. Okay, let me call this page number to make it more page number. So let me come here and name it as page number to make it more reasonable. Cool. So now we have page number 4 pages. So how can we, based on that one, to display something like this? Array of 1, 2, 3, and 4, or number of, so we can place it inside here. That's why we're going to use our logic in JavaScript. So we're going to create our own array, right? So let's remove all this hard-coded text here, the li. We're going to make it more dynamic. Okay, so here comes the logic. First, we're going to create our own array, right? So how can we create our array? Now the page number is 4. So how can we get something? Total page is 4, right? How can we get something like 1, 2, 3, and 4? 4 pages. That's where we are going to do it now. So const array is equal to array dot from. Okay, from, then we pass in the array. Okay, and this array is a function. Then you pass in the item. How many items you want to create? If you pass in 4, you're going to get 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. You're going to get what? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you doubt, and then let's get the keys dot keys, okay, as a function. So if you console log array here, console.log the array here. So let's check it out inside our console, and let's see what we have. You see we have array of 4, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. But in our pages there's nothing like page number 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So instead, let's provide our own dynamic data very here. Instead of this hard-coded, provide 4 here. Now we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 based on our page number we have. Alright, so now that one is done. So next is we're going to loop through all these ones and display li. And that is all what we're going to do. Right? So in here, let's, bring it here. Okay, so inside here, let's loop through all the array and then dot map. And at this dot map, we have individual page, page number, make it page, and then return GSX. Okay, and then my li. So in here, I can quickly inject the p because it represents a number. So with this, let's check it out. Let me remove the console here and refresh. As you can see, we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 because our li is not being formatted. So let's add a class name from Bootstrap. So class name is not pagination but page underscore item. And let's see what we have. Let's refresh it. Okay, still we have this ugly. So we need to provide, we have the pagination here, and then we have the page items here. Okay, we need to provide a button. So before we display the li, we want to make it more clickable, right? So let's provide a button. inside that, and inside the button then we can paste this. So for the button, let's provide a class name of page link, okay, so that we can have the styling page link. So with this, let's check it out. Now we have something like this. You see 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, but we don't want 0. So what should I do? I'll just add plus plus, okay, and let's see. Now start from 1, 2, 3, 4, okay, based on my page number. So if I provide here 2, I'm gonna get 1, 2. There we go. So here page number like that. So next thing is that how. So let's provide the key because we're looping through here. So key is gonna be the page number, the P. Okay. So the last thing is that we're going to trigger an action. When you click on this one, you want to dispatch an action to fetch a particular page number that we have. So how can we do it? Now here comes prop drilling. So here, because we have one level of component tree, it's easy. So this time around, we're going to pass in a function as a prop, okay, a function as a prop to our pagination component. So here we need to keep track of states. So instead of hard-coded something like here, we're going to keep track of our states called page numbers, right? So above here, let's make use of useState. Do I have useState? Yes, over there. So this useState, by default, let's provide page number 1, okay, and const, let's call this one page number, and then let me say set, let me call it page and page number, page, and then set page, and set page is equal to useState. So instead of hard-coded this one, let's provide page number here. So how can we change this one? So our action component doesn't lie in here, it lies inside the pagination. So you need to pass this set page to this component. So when you trigger on that, we're going to pass the value you got from set page into that. So here, let's quickly do that. So after you pass in, where is it? Expenses list, yeah. Pass in set page, okay. So set page is equal to set page. Okay, so now I have set page here. So when I call this function inside my pagination, I need to pass in this page number. So on click here, so let's destructure the function here called set page. So on click here, on click, I want to call my function called set page and pass in the page number I got from here. But here, something weird is that to update that, we get E from here, right? Or better still, we can get from the P number. So let's try that and see if it's gonna work. Okay, it means that we're not getting the, so the difference is that to get the value from here, from this button, right, we need, so this one helps us to display the individualist item, but to be able to get the actual item from when the button is clicked, because it's not on the LI, let me pass in E here, and here we can maybe be guessing that e.target.value, but it's not like that. So e.target.text content, because the text content is what is inside my button, right? So with this, let's check it out. When I click on this, and this one, well, it's not calling my action. The problem is that here our component is not being rerun because our page number, this one depends also on a page. Okay, so when a page number changes, we need to rerun the component. So let's try it out. And when I click on that, you see now something happens. Something happens. You see, because I have duplicate values inside, that is why it just gave me that. So let's also add set page as a function here. as dependencies. All right, set page. So if you doubt, let's console of page number here. So console.log, let me call this one page, and let me show you that the page number is being what, and let me call this one page. That page number is being triggered. So let's check the console, and let me remove this ones. When I click on one, you see I have page number 1. When I click on this, I have that. All right, so let's check the type of, because we need make sure that type of, okay, page, is it a number or a string? Oh, we see that it's a string. So but it needs to be a number. So all we need to do is that just add plus to convert to a number. All right, like that. You can see that now it's working perfectly. All right, that is it. So pagination is working as we are expecting. The next video, we are going to create the loading component and displaying error if there is any. So we're going to do that one in the next video.